A Massachusetts Broadcaster's Station of the Year. This is Western Mass News at 6 p.m.
I want to make this a parade, not a protest.
Protests across the nation continue into the week following the death of George Floyd. Some of them bringing unity and remaining peaceful, while others have turned into violent riots, causing many states to deploy the National Guard. Good Tuesday evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Western Mass News at 6. I'm Chris Pisano. We begin with developing news. A local march against police brutality taking place in Holyoke. Western Mass News reporter Sarah Granelli joins us live in Holyoke with the very latest. Sarah?
Chris, as you can see behind me, there is a ton of people all standing as one against police brutality. Now, the group did walk towards the police station because they say they wanted to be heard by the police department. And now, just a few minutes ago, they were all kneeling on one knee. It was a powerful moment. And they had moments of silence where in between each minute, they actually said the names in honor of all the black lives that have been lost. Now, a big message for demonstrators is that a march is not enough, that they need change against police brutality. They have come together to honor George Floyd and all the other black men and women who've lost their lives. And now Western Mass News was able to speak with one of the organizers from the group 413 Boricuas.
The despair and the kind of the sadness and the anger, all these feelings all these emotions that we feel every time a black person is murdered, an innocent, unarmed black person is murdered by the police. We don't know what to do. We literally go without eating. We sometimes isolate ourselves and don't speak to each other in the black community because we just don't know what to do anymore.
Now, the group made their way all the way from City Hall down to the police department in a very peaceful way. As you can see, they are a united front. They're saying this march is successful, but they still need more. Live in Holyoke tonight, Sarah Granelli, Western Mass News.
Sarah, thank you for that live report. Western Mass News digging deeper into a relatively new police training program happening in Springfield. It's designed to teach officers how to respond and intervene if they see fellow police acting in a dangerous or inappropriate way. Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo joins us now live in Springfield with more on this story. Audrey?
This instructional program named EPIC Training has only been implemented in the Springfield Police Department since 2016. And I'm told the goal is not to report inappropriate behavior from a police officer after the fact, but to stop it from even happening in the first place.
Ethical policing is courageous.
Not just a statement, but that's also an acronym for the EPIC program, a police ethics training system implemented in Springfield back in 2016. Developed first in New Orleans, the SPD has used this method to teach officers not just about reporting dangerous police behavior, but also working to stop it before it happens. Springfield Police spokesman Ryan Walsh says it relies on officers monitoring each other for bad moods.
When you see that, maybe the police officer that's working with them says, hey, let me take the lead on certain things today and interact with the individuals we come across first so that that officer who may be in a bad mood doesn't end up reacting inappropriately.
Walsh says it's been a part of the new recruits training at the academy for 4 years.
So that's about around 150 right there.
Plus, Walsh says it's featured in their in-service trainings as well.
Hundreds of officers have taken part in this training, the majority, but not all of them.
Springfield was the first municipality in the Commonwealth to do de-escalation training 3 years ago. And, that's something that has grown in other communities since then.
Western Mass News spoke with City Councilor Orlando Ramos. Chair of the Public Safety Committee, Ramos also represented Springfield in a Tuesday meeting of Massachusetts elected officials of color in Boston to discuss police reforms. After reviewing the city's use of force policy and police training programs in the wake of George Floyd's death, Ramos says he believes other municipalities should look to recent efforts within the Springfield Police Department for guidance, like the EPIC training program.
That's something that it shows that the city of Springfield has been at the forefront and we're being proactive, especially compared to other municipalities across the Commonwealth. And I'm hopeful that Springfield can be a model for other communities.
Ramos says there's still some things he'd like to see change in the city of Holmes, including implementing a civilian police board, or a civilian police commission, rather, to oversee the department. Live in Springfield, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.
Audrey, thank you for that live report. A prayer vigil to honor the life of George Floyd brings a crowd to downtown Springfield. And Western Mass News reporter Leon Purvis is live outside of Springfield City Hall with more. Leon?
Yeah, Chris, the visual's almost wrapped up. Now, if you take a look behind me, this is what it looks like right now. Mayor Pisano is speaking right now. Now, Chris, Black Lives Matter protesters, religious leaders, elected officials, and the Springfield Police Department all came here to recognize one thing: the pain everyone is feeling. Now, people came here to the steps of City Hall to honor the life of George Floyd. Mayor Dominic Sarno gave his remarks on what happened to Floyd, saying his death was inexcusable. The Springfield Police Commissioner said all of the officers involved should be in jail. She also says this is not police against people. She stands with the peaceful protesters and is willing to march and work with them.
Anybody that wants to come up to the station and say, hey, if they want to look at statistics, procedures, use of force policy, we'll show it to you. We'll tell you about the changes we've made. We'll tell you about the advances we've made in the last few years and why we've made them. And I'm always proud to show how diverse the department is.
Now, during this vigil, Congressman Richard Neal brought up civil rights leader Congressman John Lewis. He cited Lewis as saying, organizing and demonstrating is the way to go instead of looting and rioting. Live in Springfield, Leon Purvis, Western Mass News.
Leon, thanks for that live report. And here's a look at today's latest COVID-19 numbers. So far, the state reports 97,539 confirmed cases. That's up 248 from yesterday. They say there are now 3,624 probable cases, so that's up 110 from yesterday. In all, there are now 101,163 total cases in the Bay State. There are 50 more confirmed deaths to report today. The statewide death toll now standing at 7,085. In Ludlow, Hampden County Sheriff Nick Kochi welcomed leaders from XL Dryer to their facility for a donation of hand dryers. The units will help local frontline workers who've been diagnosed with COVID-19 and who are recovering at the First Responder Recovery Home until they can safely return to their own homes.
The fact that we now have the XL Dryer to help mitigate the spread of COVID, to kill the infection, but also to help save costs so we can continue to run the unit. I couldn't say thank you enough to Bill and his staff. We're very, very grateful.
The donation also included mobile hand hygiene stations. And out of Agawam, some good news for the restaurants within that city. They will now be able to hold outdoor dining. Agawam Mayor Bill Sapelli announcing dining establishments can apply for an outdoor dining permit through the Office of Inspection Services. So restaurants must follow social distancing guidelines. They have to keep tables and chairs 6 feet apart and allow no more than 6 people at a table. In addition, restaurants will have a curfew, 9 p.m. The temporary permit is effective on June 8th and will last until November 1st. The original $50 fee has been waived. And for more coverage on the coronavirus emergency as it continues to develop, log on to our free Western Mass News streaming app.
We had some clouds and we were chilly to start the day. The clouds thinned out just a little bit, still holding onto that blanket in some portions of the area. But now we're watching this round of showers to our north race through and into southern New England as we go into the coming hours. In fact, we're already starting to see some of those raindrops enter into Franklin County. Greenfield, you're getting a quick soaker moving through Greenfield into Deerfield, Sunderland, right along Route 5 and Interstate 91. And this will continue to push through. The general trend heading into tomorrow is going to be a much milder one. We're now in the upper 60s and low 70s, 70 up and down the Connecticut River Valley, 68 in Amherst and Ware, and 68 degrees in Orange. The dew points have been held in check for the most part, and they're going to remain on the lower side until we get to about Friday and Saturday. That's when we start to see a little bit of a spike of our dew points. So we're dry for the most part overnight, around to showers into tomorrow morning. dry for the midday, and then another chance for maybe some thunderstorms into the afternoon and evening, but we will clear out for Thursday. So tonight falling into the upper 50s, not as cold as what you woke up to this morning. A couple of showers are definitely possible. Tomorrow, mainly dry for the midday, a morning round of showers, an afternoon storm possible, and starting to feel a little mugginess. But I think, again, the mugginess really is held in check until we get towards the end of the week. Now, a full look at the forecast includes our third tropical system of the year, where that's spinning in just a few minutes. Chris?
Jacob, thanks. Just ahead here on Western Mass News on this Tuesday, we're getting answers for parents on how preschoolers are adapting to new guidelines. We'll look at some tough decisions that may have to be made in order to reopen during the pandemic. And later, we're in Connecticut, taking you inside Foxwoods to get reaction as the casino is open for its second